Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Zim Laboratories Ltd conference call hosted by Go India Advisors. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. If you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Deepika Sharma from Go India Advisors. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Yashashri. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the FY2024 earnings call of Zim Laboratories Ltd. We have on the call Dr. Anwar Jal, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Zulfikar Kamal, Director of Finance, Dr. Chandrasekhar Mende, CEO and Executive Director, Zim Laboratories Ltd, Mr. Shyam Mohan Thakur, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Zim Laboratories, Investor Relations. We must remind you that the discussion on today's call may include certain forward-looking statements and must be viewed in conjunction with the risk that company faces. May I now request the management to take us through the financial and business outlook, subsequent to which we will open the floor for Q&A. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. So, I am Anwar Jal speaking now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed shareholders and analysts. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you as we gather today to discuss our company's performance in the first quarter of the fiscal 24. I am pleased to share with you the progress we have made in line with our core strategy despite facing certain challenges. Our business faced some headwinds this quarter which resulted in a decrease in the revenue. A majority of this is attributed to a drop in exports of nutraceutical products in certain ROW markets due to a shortage of US currency in those regions. Keeping in mind this challenge and foreseeing a possible delay in payment, we were conscious to remain prudent in this business. Our pharmaceutical export business for Q1 24 has tracked closely with the performance of Q1 23. Growth was hindered in this business due to a significant amount of PFI business shifting to the next quarter. Despite these challenges, our commitment to innovation remains unwavering. In this quarter, we have filed 20 dossiers of new innovative products across emerging and ROW markets. This significant effort adds to the momentum generated by the 2 NIP products dossiers filed in the EU during the previous quarter. Moreover, we have also submitted 19 upgraded dossiers of our existing products across emerging and ROW markets. Results have been promising for our NIP products, which demonstrated significant revenue coming in from manufacturing and sales of these NIP products during quarter 1, amounting to rupees 47 million. This is in addition to the dossiers and licensing fees received. Additionally, we have made significant strides in our oral thin film products with revenue coming in from Europe in this quarter. We have also submitted 6 dossiers in the emerging and ROW markets for this business. Zim and its partners also received 5 marketing authorizations on Zim's dossiers in emerging and ROW markets, reflecting regulatory approval and endorsement of our products' quality and safety. Our commitment to research and development remains strong with an investment of 3 million in quarter 24, the first quarter, representing approximately 8% of our operating income. This investment reflects our determination to stay at the forefront of innovation and industry advancement. In terms of infrastructure development, we have added 181 million gross to our gross block during quarter 1, primarily allocated to the construction of a new warehouse, enhancing our manufacturing facilities and optimization of our products. These NGOs are essential in ensuring our operations remain efficient and aligned with our growth strategy. At this point, I am handing this over to Mr. Shyam Thakur to discuss financial highlights of the company. Shyam, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to all our esteemed participants. Good afternoon to all our esteemed participants. Let me present the overall financial results for the quarter 1 FY24 Our financial for the quarter indicates both positive and challenging trends. The total operating income for quarter one was 674 million rupees, showing a decline of 27% on year-to-year basis and 36% on a quarter-to-quarter basis. Our EBITDA for Q1 FY24 was at 59 million rupees. EBITDA margin tracking at 8%, while the profit after tax for Q1 was at rupees 202 million, with PAT margin for the same period at 0.3%. Our exports, which constitutes a substantial portion of our revenue, stood at 80% of our total operating income. The total exports in quarter one FY24 amounting to rupees 539 million, a 29% decrease compared to 758 million rupees in quarter one last year. This was influenced by the currency stock shortages in other markets and the shift of significant PFI business order to quarter two this year. On the positive side, our finished formulation exports witnessed an impressive growth, reaching 202 million rupees in quarter one this year, from 154 million in quarter one last year, making a remarkable growth of 49.6% on a year-to-year basis. Furthermore, our gross contribution for quarter one FY24 has seen an improvement, reaching 48% compared to 43% in last year. Our operating costs also reduced in the quarter one this year versus last year, reflecting a rebalance of our business model and highlighting efficiency in our operations. It is important to note that during this quarter, the liquidation of export sales resulted in an inflow of funds totaling to 306 million rupees. This inflow contributed to lower borrowings and subsequently lower finance costs in the coming quarters, effectively restoring our financial health. I will now hand over to the floor to the Managing Director to say his closing thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. In conclusion, I want to reiterate that while we have faced certain challenges this quarter, our commitment to innovation, quality, and strategic growth remains the same. We remain confident that these setbacks are temporary. We believe that the majority of the business impacted will rebound over the coming quarter, as and when the currency situation stabilizes and supply agreements are honored. We are confident in our ability to overcome these challenges and continue on our journey towards sustainable growth and value creation for our stakeholders. We would now like to open the floor for further questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have first question from the line of Harshil Pandya from Fininterest Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Given the currency crisis in the region impacting our revenues this quarter, do we anticipate any shift in our targeted market products in the future?
I didn't get your question. Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah. Given the currency crisis in the region impacting our revenues this quarter, do we anticipate a shift in our targeted market for products in the future?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We don't anticipate.
Okay. And so how do we differentiate from our competitors in the OTS segment?
See, there are various points of differentiation which we have presented from time to time. First of all, the accreditations that we have in pharmaceuticals, EU accreditation, and also for the nutraceuticals, NSF accreditation. And the portfolio, it's a huge, for oral film, I think it's a fairly large portfolio in different therapy segments. Then the first mover advantage, is there. We already have 2 MAs and several filings are there in the regulated market, as you know. We already started supplying in the European market in this quarter, which is also there. Finally, we just don't make pro-disposable films. We make pro-mucosal and sublingual films as well. That's the strength of the technology platform that we have, which being branded as thin oral technology. So, in that sense, it's besides the R&D center that we have where we have co-development projects as well. We have, which we have made aware to all our shareholders and stakeholders from time to time. I think there's a depth of research, products, market penetration, all of them are there.
And on the margin front, do we anticipate the stabilization of the cost in this quarter?
The margins are in the, we have already provided in the last few, if you have seen the oral film margins, they remain the same, and they are, we do anticipate that they will improve as we enter into the regulated markets, which are presumed to be provide us higher margins. But we've just started. So,
okay. And any major, capex lined up for FY2023?
Any major?
Capex.
Yeah. So the capex are already on, as mentioned earlier also, it is on similar line what we are doing. Only the warehouse has been now completed. Other capex of 2 projects are still underway, and it will be on the similar line which has been done last year.
Okay. And one final question, if I can ask. And so if you can provide, insights into the utilization of consideration that you have received from the escrow shares.
I cannot get it question.
Can you provide an insight into the utilization of the consideration that we have received from the escrow shares?
Yeah. So it has been just utilized for our for reducing our tax credit and working capital loans. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So presently, and it is what has been given in the presentation, which will impact our borrowing costs going forward.
Thank you so much, sir, from my side. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Jainil Shah from JM Financial. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. My first question is on the NIP filing in EU. So we are supposed to file 4 products. Where are we on that? And any licensing income visibility?
I think, we have already given information on this, and there is no new information to be given for this quarter. On the licensing income, we did receive some milestone payments, and they are reflected in our the presentation. We are still on track for the 4 filings this year. Anything? Did I?
Yeah.
Do you have the answer?
Yeah. And on the currency-related issues and some orders being deferred, so by when do you expect this situation to normalize, and any revised guidance that you would like to give for FY2024?
See, I think it's difficult to provide quantify this kind of future. But we already, from the order list that we have, we can see that it's evening out. That it's there has been a significant improvement in the situation in the markets that we operate in. And we do believe that these are temporary phenomena which keep on happening, and this is all a result of the tightening in the US, any change in the US currency change, currency policies to impact global sentiment. But I think pharma business is in general, everything evens out. And we have seen this kind of cycle before as well.
Daniel will be
And after the quarter two, maybe we will think of what we can revise or what we can continue with.
So as of now, mid-teens growth is still achievable?
Yeah, as of now, we are not, we are just judging the markets. So the revised guidance will be more clear by the end of this quarter two. So we will be revising the guidance only after quarter two.
Okay. That's helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Yogansh Jeswani from Mittal Analytics. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. So like we mentioned in our opening remarks that one of the reasons for the lower quarter one was the nutraceutical order not coming through because of the US dollar shortage. And the other reason that we mentioned is that some PFI regular order has got missed and will probably come back to us in quarter two. So is it possible to quantify how much of that order was missed in this quarter?
Yeah, I think it's not really possible because the orders were there, but the postponement was mutual and the contract is still alive. And I think in the end, there's only one reason for why this order was postponed. That's the currency shortage, and your company is prudent. So we also decided not to go ahead with procurement and supply of orders which were already there, for which there was a currency procurement delay. The order has come in just to answer another, this question another way, that a large chunk of that order has been received in quarter two.
Okay, and we now see the dollar shortage issue normalize.
I think it will stabilize.
Got it. So, sir, on the nutraceutical side, what is the trajectory that we are seeing? Do we see still some more pain in it? Because last year our nutraceutical business had done fairly well. This year, what is our expectation with the nutraceutical business?
I think there will be some pain, which will again even out, because this is the this is the first year of operation after the COVID-19 surge in nutraceutical business. And for some time, presumably there has been some oversupply by all nutraceutical players. It will even out, but the nutraceutical story remains strong because prescribing habits and the lifestyle habits don't change once they get old, and we feel that nutraceutical is a strong story for us.
Yeah.
Right. Secondly, in one of our presentation slides, we had mentioned about some marketing rights that we have got. I think 5 marketing authorizations that we have got in emerging and ROW markets. And then we have also filed 6 new dossiers in OTF in emerging and ROW markets. So all these together combined, what is the kind of business that we are expecting from these? And also, if you could also talk about what these marketing authorizations mean to us and how will they change the business profile in coming, say, 1 or 2 years?
It's too early to quantify because we just received them, and the projections that we started off with when we filed to be revised looking at the ground realities now. In the quarters to come, perhaps we can come back with more ideas about how we are able to quantify it. As you know, most markets which have some relevance for our business, there is a gap of 6 months to 2.5 years between the filing and actually receiving the MA. The situations are always different when the MA is received, and we and our partners do, relook at the situation and then come back with what the market could be like once we start operations in those categories. So earlier, and
so you mean to say between filing an MA and the time which we receive the MA, things in the market might change, and we might not maybe proceed with all the 5 MAs that we have received. Or
it can go either way.
It could try either way. Yeah?
It can go either way. It can be better than what we anticipated, or dampened due to some other changes in that market, competitive landscape and other things. So it's only after you get the MA that you can actually evaluate and quantify.
Understood, sir. And another interesting update that we noticed was that we started out in Australia and New Zealand market by appointing marketing and distribution partners. So if you could just talk a little bit more about the potential out there in these markets and what is our strategy. And currently, is New Zealand and Australia contributing anything to our business, or this will be a fresh start?
This is likely to be a fresh start. It's based on the strategy of leveraging our NIP and oral film products in regulated markets, select regulated markets with our own brands, partnering with strong players in that market, and we've just started. So, and we feel that these are markets worth investing in because of the kind of margins we see for the kind of products that we make.
Got it. And so lastly, one last question from my end, when I'll get back in the queue. So if you look at the R&D that we do, we have done a substantial amount of R&D, and every year we keep filing new and new NIPs and dossiers and all those things. So in terms of, say, the amount that we have invested so far in last 5-7 years and the amount that we spend going forward, what is the kind of returns that we expect by putting in so much money? Also, we have now put up a dedicated, we have floated a dedicated subsidiary company which will be focusing on R&D. We have a big team in place. So basically, a lot of infrastructure and a lot of manpower is going into it. So how is the management thinking in terms of the amount of money that we are putting in and the kind of returns that we expect to reach for all these efforts, hard work, and of course the money that we have put behind all this?
Well, R&D is the only way in which you can address the rapid changes that are taking place in the pharmaceutical business and all around us. It's the right strategy because that's what will differentiate your company from the others. Our play is not a conventional products play, and therefore we feel it's a good strategy where it's for survival, sustenance, and increasing profitability, gearing of the profit margins over a period of time. The strategy in that sense is right. Returns are already coming in from ROW and pharmaceutical markets. As I said, that we did 57 million rupees only with NIP products in the last quarter. So you can imagine, and this is just domestic and ROW. So that's the right way to do it. And if you see, the investment in R&D is not just an investment in R&D, because the conceptualization of a product starts from R&D, but it's an investment in quality. And how conscious now India is about maintaining its reputation in quality and innovation. So we will continue to invest, but we will be always prudent and judicious about using our money we have in a way that is sustainable for the company and it helps the future direction of the company.
Right. That was really helpful, sir. Thank you to you and your team. And all the best.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and one on your phone now. We have a next question from the line of Rohit Krishnan from iThought PMS. Please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So, sir, just two questions. So, one is, out of these NIPs, how many would be that they are filing or already filed? If you can just talk about how many would be OTFs and how many would not be OTFs? Any broad comment you want to make?
We have indeed put this number for you in our presentation, the presentation that we have, the previous one. NIP is unique and a differentiated capsule and tablet. And there is no NIP filed, there is no OTF filed in this last quarter. Although the partners, as we said, there are 5, we have given this in the presentation. We stand by our, we have notified how many NIPs we are going to file this year, so that's on track. So the intentions are on track. 4 more NIPs are to be filed this year.
Right.
And NIP is not OTF. OTF is separate, and NIP portfolio is separate. NIP is tablets and capsules and noise syrup.
Right. Understood. And so these 20 dossiers that you are going to file, I'm sorry, you already filed for NIP. These, how many of them would be in the developed products? Or these are not in developed at all?
You mentioned 20, as we said, are in ROW and farm emerging.
Farm emerging will not have anything in developed.
Yeah, we have a phase 2. As we have already informed, we have filed 2. Another 4 are in line for filing this year. That's what we are expecting.
So, sir, this Q1 you just mentioned this 2.7 crores that you got from NIP alone. With all the registrations that you are doing now and also the dossiers that you are filing and also the ones that you filed in EU, so how do you see this number for the financial year 24? Is it
too early to call? Yeah. It's too early to call. We just started. We have filed. Like I said, the time gap between filing and actually getting the MA could be 18 to 24 months in the regulated markets. Sometimes more. In some markets, it's more. In the ROW and emerging markets, it's less. It's between 6 months to a year and a half. So numbers cannot be committed at this moment because the landscape changes. The competitive landscape changes, the conditions, but it's like, we are trying to inform all shareholders and stakeholders that so many filings. First of all, there is substantial de-risking on the bets we have made on these products because they are all over the global geography, ROW, emerging and regulated. It's also different regions, different geographies. So that's the strategy. Take unique products, de-risk the business by going to various geographies, various different types of economically differentiated markets.
Sure. So one question, just sort of in terms of your gross margin, this quarter was very good. Gross contribution was 48.4. Was it driven by the revenue from NIP or some other lower margin products were not there? If you can just talk about that as well.
Yeah, so it is due to product change mix and definitely the NIP product, the margins are high. Some of the impact has come from the NIP product also, in oral consulants. And some of the lower product sales have not been achieved in this quarter. So the overall impact is increase in the gross margin.
Right, sir. And sir, could you talk about how much, I mean, I don't know if you answered, my line was briefly disconnected, so I don't know if the question was already asked and you answered it. In terms of the nutraceutical business, we've seen around 17.5 crores decline. So, is this, and you mentioned that some of the things are improving now. So this is like lost sales, or do you see it coming back? Like you mentioned, PFI is already coming back and some of that order is already received in Q2. In nutraceutical, this is like lost sale, or?
I think we could safely say that it's too early to call now. At this moment. Maybe after the second quarter, we would be able to come back, and because it's too early really.
The formulation in the PFI business of pharma business as the order has come. The Nutra, it's too early to comment on this quarter. We will be only able to comment by the end of this second quarter.
Fine, sir. And this last question, sir, in the last call, you mentioned that basically our base business that we have, that will continue to grow at a certain rate. Obviously, there is some change now in terms of certain macro things happening. But do you see that having some impact this year? I mean, that 50% or 30%, 15% odd growth that you mentioned that the base business will have. Do you see some impact on that in this year, or again, you want to have any comment on that?
So that already we have mentioned in the earlier question. As of now, we are assessing the whole situation of all various markets and the pharma and nutra product. We'll be able to come out with a clear guidance and the revised guidance by end of the year.
Sure. Thank you, sir. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Dhanil Desai from Turtle Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So, sir, my first question is on the OTF side. So, when we're looking at the OTF landscape, our understanding is that, this technology is around 10, 12 years old worldwide. And there are few odd players like Executive, Intel, Atai, etc. And some of the larger players like Executive is $40 million around revenue. So technology which is 10, 12 years old, already commercialized, and the largest player is around $40 million. So is there any restriction in terms of size of the opportunity where OTF can be commercialized? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so, see, the market is about $6 or $7 billion market. And the largest player, the largest product is in excess of $1 billion. The revenue is in excess of $1 billion. There's only one product which contributes this much. It's Suboxone.
Right.
And in fact, even though the whole technology is 12 years old, if you see historically, the whole pharmaceutical business is about 250 to 300 years old. And this is a new dosage form, which is 12 years old. So certainly we are an early mover, and it's moving slowly, but I think being an early mover will have its own reward, especially if you, I'm sure you were privy to when I answered one of the questions on what differentiates us. Is the accreditation, the kind of work we have done, the kind of technology we have built up, the versatility that we have in this technology. So if once this the acceptance grows, we are very well positioned to take advantage of the growth of this dosage form in the global markets. We have a regulated market dossiers ready. We have got partnerships in place. Market is especially growing in nutraceutical in the developed market. We have NSF registration. It's an interesting area is the e-commerce marketplace. we do think that this dosage form provides advantages. It's a new dosage form because it's difficult to convince existing prescribers or patients to suddenly start appreciating its advantages because they are used to taking something which is different for a long time. We do see a gradual acceptance of this dosage form in all the markets that we are in. Just to repeat myself, the first supplies to Europe took place in this quarter.
Right. And sir, when we are looking at the indication, essentially, it could be categorized into 3-4 areas. One is opioid use disorders, then CNS like Parkinson's, fevers, migraines, then nutraceuticals, and then some allergic things. So these are the 3 or 4 major indications under which most of the OTF players are playing. So are we present across all of them, or are we only restricted to certain areas in terms of the development or approvals? If you can talk a bit about that.
We are therapy agnostic, and we are like as you said, as you were asking this question. The answer is yes. We are present in all the segments, and the idea is, as you said, that at this moment, most companies are present in CNS, and those therapeutic segments actually lend themselves well to this dosage form. But in general, there is a trend for the new molecules and the newly coming of patent molecules and drugs smaller and be more potent, and therefore there is an increased role for this dosage form to play in the coming future.
Got it, sir. And sir, second question was on NIPs. So, if you can talk a bit about on the NIP side, I understand some of this are complex generic with, some different delivery system, right? So, delivery system is the place where probably we are bringing innovation part.
So, what I will do is, because there is one gentleman who has not spoken in this entire conversation, and that is Dr. Chandrasekhar Mahendra, who is the person behind many of these technologies in NIP. So, over to you, Dr. Mahendra. Maybe you can speak better on.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear it.
See, this NIP product we are presenting with respect to advantages to the patient. As we already indicated in one of the first filing, there is an added advantage of the size of the capsule. And for second product, what we are also submitted to the European Union, we have a very specific full forming technology. So this NIP product, what we are doing, they are a generic product, but they are adding an advantage over the existing generic. Yeah, existing generic means, first of all, they are going out of patent originator, so this will have advantage. And the advantage is over the originator, not the normal generic players, but advantages over the generic. And what we are talking about the 5-6 product, there is a very limited generic competition. There will be few generic players as there is a very high technology, and in this high technology end product, we are adding some advantages that will boost the promotion of our product in this market.
So is it fair to understand, sir, that let's say, if once the product goes off and becomes a generic, instead of innovator, maybe there are 8, 10, 15 players which come into play. And even within those, so you will try to play in an area where the number of players are less. And even within those number of players, will have some advantage over the other generic players. when we say we are having...
That's right. Just as the first example, as I told you, we are always high, and that gives a size advantage. So even after there are generics, but when our product is superior to that of the generic, with everything that's in the generic, so that will give added advantage for us.
And also, when we look at some of the regulated products list that you have, we have products like Liraglutide or Topiramate, where they are still under patent. So are we also trying to track some of the products that are under patent, which probably will go off patent later?
As we disclose, some of these products are in our pipeline, but at present, I think about the technologies of this product, how we will overcome the patent.
Some of it comes as a secondary development. You are talking about the tracking of the patent. If you see, there are some products which have been, in the market for as many as 60 years or 30 years without any formidable competition because of the technology barrier. So this is what Zim does best, and the purpose, whenever it uses these technology barriers, Zim is also mindful of providing a convenience and treatment adherence advantage to the patient, and for its partners, a technology barrier which cannot be so easily overcome. At the same time, the third advantage is, like as Mende was saying, in some cases we have tried to improve upon the product that the originator already makes. See the shortcomings in the originator's, presentation, or the process form in which the originator is presenting itself, and the kind of observations the patients have made over a period of time, even though it's an original product, and try to improve upon it. So that is what we say.
We can make only one statement. What products you talk, we are in this line, and we are offering these products on our platform-based technology, which will offer a added advantage over the innovative.
Okay. Very helpful. Thanks a lot for a very detailed explanation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your phone now. We have our next question from the line of Praful Rai from Arjav Partners. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir, I have a few questions. In the quarter, the line was affected because of dollar shortage. Could you just give some sense in terms of what is the revenue contribution from the market where you think it was affected because of this dollar issue?
80% of revenue from export only.
I'm sorry, sir, you're not clearly audible.
Just a moment. Hello.
Our 80% revenue are from exports only. The reason for deviation is availability in the market was less. Unless we get the advance, we will not sit.
I'm sorry, sir, you're not clearly audible.
So basically, our revenue, 80% comes from export only. And the policy of the company to de-risk the company, unless and until it gets the advance, or else we will not sit.
How about the factor? I think about 150 to 200 million is indicated, and most of it is a decision in the nutraceutical part of the business.
Yes. Apart from that, there is some segment of movement of orders from Q1 to Q2.
Okay, what would be that concept like if you give some numbers?
Q2 results yet to publish, so we will give ourselves to this segment only at the moment.
Right. Second was on the R&D side. We spend on R&D. Do you have any kind of sort of a thought process in terms of what is the kind of payback period for the R&D expenses we do in terms like the allocation continues to be on higher side, whether the revenue goes up and down. Any kind of insight you can give in the way you think on the plan for the R&D expenditure?
Yeah. So as mentioned earlier by Dr. Rao, the R&D expenditure are divided into two parts. Number one is on the development of the NIH product, and on the other hand, development of various other technologies.
I'm sorry, sir, closer to the microphone.
Yeah. So as mentioned earlier, about the R&D expenditure has more two parts: one, development of NIH products, and second, upgradation of the procedures and systems of the existing manufacturing facilities. So the return on investment of NIH products, as mentioned, in the first quarter we have started receiving the sales from ROW and emerging markets, and that will continue to grow the next quarter, and it will grow significantly for ROW and the domestic and emerging markets, for which we have started receiving the order. So, as soon as the sales will increase, our return on investment will also be given, and we are getting the incoming quarters. And when the EU registration comes, as mentioned earlier, it takes around 18 months to come. I think 6 months have already been done for 2 products, and another 2 products will be filed this year. So by end of the next year, EU will also start generating, where we are expect increase in margins and more total return on investment of the investment of the product which has been done.
Right. The third question was about marketing authorization. Could you specify what regions have you got these authorizations from?
Yeah, these are basically received from Europe, from the ROW and pharmacy are two country areas. So at this moment it's difficult to quantify. Maybe in due course of time we will also be providing that the specific information whenever contractual obligations permit. Sometimes there are contractual obligations where confidentiality is required, so those we can't give, excepting my saying, the name of the product and other things cannot be disclosed. But whenever we can, we will certainly keep on providing and updating this on our website.
So these are largely in European markets, right? That is...
No. As I said earlier, these are pharmacy and ROW markets where we are active.
No, I'm saying the marketing authorization which you have got. I was asking the regions from which you have got these authorizations from.
We have 5 MAs received in Europe, and 5 are received in pharmacy and ROW markets in the last quarter.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. We have a question from the line of Karthi from Suyash Advisors. Please go ahead.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So a couple of questions. One, can you talk about the current contribution of thin films from India and any new products in the pipeline that you can highlight immediately within the next 3 months, whatever?
The current contribution as of now, total sales in India is around, we can say, not that significant. It's around below around 5%, we can say. The new product of oral thin film, as mentioned in our presentation and by Dr. Rao, we have got market authorization from Europe, and this. Pardon? India.
I'm asking you specifically about India.
No. So India, as of now, the contribution is very less.
Right. And what is the pipeline looking like? How many products are in the pipeline?
In India, there are a lot of products in the pipeline, but due to various consideration and the partners available, we are in the form of pharmaceutical nutraceutical. The products are there, but we are not getting the traction as of now with the required margin that we have. So the focus has now been shifted to Europe.
Okay. Sure. Thanks for answering and appreciate it.
Thank you. We have a next question from the line of Keval Doshi, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is that we lost sales during the quarter due to our customers not being able to give us the letter of credit. I understand so far is our sales we don't sell to customers in various geographies. We have our marketing partners who do that. Would it be fair to assume that our marketing partners have failed to provide us sales leads and therefore we have not been able to ship the goods?
Sir, the customers are basically the distributors and the B2B manufacturers. So we are supplying to them directly. The marketing partners are mostly in the formulation segment, and through them also we have different geographies. There were issue of the NC delay. So in both the cases, the PFI part, we are in the next quarter, we have compensated. We have received the order and received the advance also.
Okay, so you mean to say that it's not a complete loss? We are going to recoup part of the sales.
Yeah, in the pharma part, we are planning to recoup the part of the sales.
And what is our model for the nutraceutical business?
It is on the similar nature. The nutraceutical customer is yet to confirm the LC and the advance.
Does it mean for the customer also this would be a loss of business?
That is true. That is true. If he does not buy, his business will also not take shape.
And do we have, I can understand we don't have exclusive arrangements with any customers. So we have
no, there are no exclusive arrangements with any customers unless and until it is a co-development project where they are paid co-development for any product.
From a strategy point of view, do we also have, do we talk to parallel customers to make sure that if somebody is not able to pick up?
That already has been initiated. The marketing agent and the marketing head and the business have already initiated about with other customers. We have started engaging that. Also, as mentioned earlier by Dr. Rao, we have started looking at the market of pharmaceuticals and other markets for sale of products, both in pharma and nutra.
So from a long-term point of view, we have superb R&D, we have products which we have innovated, which are difficult to copy at. And our success is dependent on how deep the pockets or how interested our marketing partners are or our distributors are. So is this something which you are thinking correct from a long-term point of view?
Yeah. This was already in process of correction. We were diversifying our market position. We are going into natural pharmacy and other developed market by improving the quality of our product. But this setback came a little bit earlier. As per our strategy, we are going ahead with NIS also. And we will be marketing, as we mentioned earlier, we have opened our own subsidiaries and marketing our own marketing partners. But this temporary setback looks to this quarter only. Our core strategy remains the same.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question for today. I now hand over the conference to Dr. Anwar Daud for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. And I think it's been a good conversation, and thank you all of you. We will be coming back to you with many of the questions that have been raised. As usual, I assure on behalf of all of us here, to all the stakeholders and investors, that this company will continue to remain very transparent, and any material change, any material development will be promptly made available in public domain. And certainly, if there is any other question, you are free to write to our investor relations executive, and we'll be very happy to keep in touch and give you a very right and frank reply on anything that is raised, as long as we are able to do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of Go India Advisors, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You can now disconnect your lines.